Yo, 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 what up, guys? What's going down? What's going down? What's going down? Always know I gotta let my beat bang a little bit. Just gotta let it bang a little bit. It's just that vibe. It's that vibe. Ooh, sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. Anyway, let's jump right off of that because this might be a long one. I'm going to try to not make it be a long one, but I want you to stick with me, please, from beginning to end. It's very important to me. Today, I'm going to be touching on the Prince family. J. Prince Jr., J. Prince Sr., Mike Prince, Jazz Prince. If you do not know or you've been living under a rock, that is the family that Takeoff, rest in peace, and Quavo, along with a friend of theirs who we'll hear mentioned later on in the video. But what I'm gonna do is react to a video of them and their interview on $1,000,000 Worth of Game with Gillie and Wallo. Who Wallo, I gotta say, man, did an amazing job, bro. That was how you do it, man. That's how you interview. That's what I'm talking about, man. You get up in there. Wallo, flowers from me. Bam, you got them, baby. All right, edible arrangement. You can eat them; they don't die. But check it out. J. Prince Jr. is a person that is an amazing person to me. He wrote a book called The Art and Science of Respect not too long ago, and when that dropped, I made sure that I got it. I actually got the audio version, and it's available on YouTube for free. So if you want to check it out, The Art and Science of Respect by J. Prince, go ahead and check it out. I'm not getting no money from nobody for none of that. I'm not getting no money from nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But check it out. I'm gonna react to their interview on $1,000,000 Worth of Game, and this time I'm gonna be a little bit more opinionated. I'm usually not. I had a conversation with my cousin that said maybe I should be a little bit, and I think this might be the topic because this is a man that wrote down 10 things as a child that he wanted to accomplish, and he accomplished most of them while he was a child. When you talk about manifesting destiny and the law of attraction, and you are what you attract what you are, him and his relationship with God was a great one, and it brought him places. It brought him to heights. I mean, there was no limit. No limit was not before him. You know what I'm saying? He set the precedence for Southern hip hop. He did that. You know what I'm saying? With the Ghetto Boys, and I mean, Do or Die was signed to J. Prince. So many other artists, man. So many other artists. You guys know the history. If you don't let it be a mystery. Go ahead, dig in, get you them actual factuals, get you a big bowl of them actual factuals. But right now, without further ado, I'm not going to hold you guys too much. I'm going to jump right into the video, and you let me know what you think in the comments or wherever you would like. But let's go ahead and get it cracking, man. We're going to do it like this. Let's see. Bam. How about that? How about that? Let's do it like that. Now I'll make it bigger for y'all. Let's go ahead and play it.
That's out of the situation.
The whole QC. $1,000,000 worth of game.
Yes.
Shout out $1,000,000 with the game.
You sitting here with the Prince family, man. We reporting live from H-Town, man. You know, it's a lot of things, you know, that was said. A lot of people got their own opinions, a lot of speculation, you know, a lot of Instagram hype. But ain't nothing like, you know, hearing it from the horse's mouth and hearing the real deal of what happened. OG.
Oh, yeah. Man, before we even get started, I want to say rest in peace to Takeoff. You know what I mean? Shout out to his family. Shout out
to the whole QC.
To the whole QC, to all his loved ones. You know what I mean? We want to show our respects on that aspect first, you know. when I got the call from you, you know, OG, you know, we was a little reluctant to do the interview because, you know, somebody lost their life, you know, it was a sensitive situation. So, you know, we talked, and then when you alerted me that you had sat down with, you know, P from QC, and, you know, everybody saw things eye to eye, and, you know, that really had, you know, was like, okay, well, cool. As long as if you see eye to eye with, you know, the people that's most close to them, and y'all got everything figured out, then okay, then you can come speak your truths. You know what I'm saying? Because that side of the family and this side of the family is on the same accord.
Yo, so I just want to point out, right? I just want to point out real quick. Gillie's being very, very careful with his choice of words, and that was a real slick way to try to say, you know, I was reluctant to do the interview, and you know, this side of that of the family and that side of the family is of one of accord. Like I stand with them, so I didn't really want to do it with you or whatever. All right, man. There's a time really to put that ego to the side, man. You know what I'm saying? It was real subtle, but it's there. Maybe I'm being too opinionated, but you know what I mean? That's legends in the building, man. And they still take it with respect. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but let's go. Let's get it popping.
So with that being said, you know, let's get into this interview, man.
Yeah, and I would like to also, man. I want to echo everything that was said. You know, we would like to extend and send our condolences. You know what I mean, as well, because and definitely to Takeoff mother. You know what I mean, because I put her at the top of the list because
Especially
it's an
Takeoff's
unnatural
mother.
thing to lose your kid. You know what I mean? I felt all kinds of pain from losing my mother, my father, you know, brothers, sisters, cousins, best friends, and different things. But, you know, to lose your child is a whole different kind of pain. So, you know, I sympathize with that to the fullest because that's what you call unnatural. You know what I mean? They supposed to bury us, not us burying them.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Now, Mike Prince, I'm gonna ask you a question. You was there, and you know a lot of people see you trying to.
Side note, I'm gonna pop back in here. Mike Prince was the guy in the video, in the popular video that you guys all see where they're arguing, and he's saying, okay, we don't got to talk about basketball then. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to talk about basketball. He was the one that was trying to calm everything down, and he said he had it. Everything was calm. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and continue the video, but that's who Mike Prince was. Okay,
De-escalate the situation, and then things just went left. What happened, Mike?
Well, it really wasn't a situation to de-escalate because it wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like it looked, but it really wasn't that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I even asked myself that today. Like it wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like we from the cuts. You know when certain things are what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, and because you had so many years of looking and seeing and feeling and dealing, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you know, it was really a beautiful night. You know what I'm saying? We all family, we enjoying, everybody kicking it, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a situation that it turned out to be. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, me saying I'm de-escalating, I'm basically just telling nephew, like, hey, it ain't worth talking about. He's like, man, you want to talk about basketball. It ain't, leave it alone. Stop talking about it. Period. Like, stop talking about basketball. You don't want to talk about basketball. Stop. It wasn't about no dice game. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about no gambling. It wasn't about none of the things that the media and all these, you know, we call the media whores just trying to capitalize and draw a story that wasn't there.
hey,
We had already been outside a period of time before that other conversation started. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the homies, you know, everybody went outside to smoke. You know what I'm saying? We just sit back, kicking, then they went, you know, we gonna talk, they talk basketball. You know what I'm saying? Just nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it wasn't that type of situation or that type of energy to where you would feel like something had escalated to where it was supposed to be a problem.
So okay, so to the people that say, okay, Prince family been doing this for years. Been bringing people down. They've been hosting them. You know, nothing like this ever happened. You feel what I'm saying? What about the people that feel like still nothing should have happened? Because they was with the, you know, they was with the Prince family, and the Prince family is well respected. Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, you know, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, you know what I mean, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us. If you know what I mean. You know, when a man attack a situation with a weapon, then
All right. So basically, Mike is saying, you know, that there was some arguing, but it wasn't there. It wasn't to where anybody really wanted to, you know, fight at that point or anything. It seems like it kind of got a little bit hotter outside, and Mike was saying, all right, then don't talk about basketball, or, you know, if you don't want to talk about it, whatever, you know. And then later in that video, you know, Takeoff walks away and says, let me get out of here before I hurt somebody. Still, nobody was violent. Then the guy that's with Takeoff throws a punch. Or the guy that, I'm sorry, Quavo. Quavo says, let me get out of here. I'm sorry for messing that up. Quavo says, let me get out of here before I hurt somebody. And he starts to walk away. And everybody's cool. Everybody walks away. Somebody throws a punch. And they weren't from Houston. All right. They were with Quavo. And as far as checking in, Jay Prince, he's gonna say right here, you're gonna hear him say it. All right. It's minuscule. For a man that has that much money, what do they look like telling rappers, all right, when you come to my city, you got to give me what, $10,000 or $20,000? Or no, that's not what it's about. You know, it's that they bring you out. You know, the city knows them, they love them, they bring you out. You get shown love and respect, and you know, maybe it's something that feeds their ego, something they feel better about. You know, these are guys at the top. They got power, they got money. And you know, it's not something that we understand because we're not there. We're not there. We're not moving pieces on the board like that. You know what I mean? And maybe we wouldn't if we were up there. But who knows what we'd be involved in, right? Who knows? But I'm gonna go ahead and let the video roll. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
you know, it become a playing field where, you know, any and everything goes. So that's what we're dealing with right here. And that's the root of this situation. And he didn't attack the Prince family, but he attacked, you know, people that we know, and it was totally unnecessary. You know what I mean? For you to attack a man with a weapon, because what that's going to do is put a man in a position where he want to protect himself. And that was the root of igniting this gunplay.
But to clarify it
get
real
to
quick,
that
so they can
later.
understand, we're not talking about Takeoff attacking nobody.
No, not at all.
Just so they can
Yeah,
understand.
no, not at all. Not Takeoff, and not nobody from Houston, you know, attack
Not
nobody
from
until,
Houston.
you know, the homie that was with them would take off them, whatever his name may be. You know, he giving all kinds of statements on this police report we have, so we can read his name and everything, because he put himself in a position where he's cooperating and telling a lot of different lies. So we may as well shine the light on the real root to the issue, which is this homie, you know what I mean, in this paperwork.
All right. Now, what we're talking about here is the guy that threw the punch, at a man that he knew was armed, but he was also armed, right? So that's when the shots started firing. Those shots never should have been fired. A punch never should have been thrown. They're saying that it wasn't that type of situation. Everybody was moving past it. Screw it. They were outside, he said, for about an hour. They were smoking. People should have been, chill. Alcohol was involved. You know how shit goes, right? That's why they say if you're drinking, you shouldn't have your fire on you, but you know how it is, man. When you're that big, you're not probably even feeling safe if it's not on you, But I'm one of those people that agree. Armed security. I don't care how big if I ever get big, whatever. Man, if I ever got that kind of money, check it. Armed security. You guys do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm the primary. You know what the goal is. Go ahead. Do whatever you guys have to do. Just keep me protected, and that's it. And then I move how I need to move, and that's it. Easy as that. You got to worry about nothing. So that's my recommendation to anybody up there. All right. He's also saying that nobody from Houston threw a punch. Nobody from Houston was an aggressor. The guy that was with Quavo is the one that threw the punch. And then he's out there giving statements. He's out there telling in Houston and going back to Atlanta. But telling seems to be very popular in Atlanta right now. And those are facts. Can't argue them, right? Let's get back to the video.
So, as everybody could see on the video, this dude, without having a green light from Offset, nobody told this man to, attack somebody and Quavo, I mean. Nobody gave him a green light to attack, a 5'2" guy. This a big nigga. You know what I mean? So I guess he felt like, the little homie is somebody he can just hit and knock out and different things like that. And it was a wrong thing to do, man. And it was an embarrassing thing to do because it was, like Mike said, it was so unnecessary. It wasn't even that type of atmosphere. Y'all talking about a basketball game. You know what I mean? A 2-on-2, playing a 2-on-2. And now you turn a misdemeanor into a felon.
I'm gonna say this. A lot of people seen the video. It was a few seconds, and Junior, they seen you walking by.
Just say walk over,
you
man.
Understand that? Quavo, Takeoff, they was down here with y'all, but they seen you walking by. He's laying on the ground. You got Mike bending down, and they seen you walking by. What took place there?
This the crazy thing about the video, right? Is one scenario is that they see Mike on the ground trying to help Takeoff, but in the video, Mike was right behind me. People didn't peep that. People think that I'm the one who had a voice. I mean, I'm the one who was speaking in the video, when I wasn't. If you go back and look at the video, Mike is walking right behind me. They took 3 seconds of a situation where I was caught on video and turned it into what they wanted it.
As they will.
But in our actuality, we had been there for a while. Mike was following me so we can go to the restroom so he can wash the blood off his hands. And so he can enlighten me to what transpired, because I wasn't even out there when this transpired. I was inside paying a bill. So I had no knowledge of what had transpired outside. As I'm walking I had just got done paying the bill. As I'm walking to the door, I hear gunshots. And then I also hear bullets coming through the glass. So I got out the way because I was almost at the door. So I end up getting out the way. And sadly, what had taken place had taken place. But in that 3-second clip, it was me and Mike walking to the restroom so he can wash the blood off his hands and so he can enlighten me to what transpired outside.
He could have also been the victim of it.
After all this occurred, you was the one that took Quavo and them to the hospital. Y'all still was together after the fact.
I stayed with Quavo. We stayed out there probably like 2 or 3 hours together before we all.
2 or 3 hours. He's saying he stayed with Quavo 2 or 3 hours. The narrative that the media is painting and all these bloggers are painting is that he walked over Takeoff's body, and forgive me if that sounds morbid, but you know, that's what they're saying happened, and everybody is saying walked over or walked around. No, man. I'm gonna call it what it is. Forgive me. I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm trying to speak facts, right? He's saying they took a 3-second clip and took a molehill and turned it to a mountain, you know, and as the internet will, I mean, it's easy to kind of like the video when Sauce Walker had the incident in LA, right? When he was talking about a person losing their life, and the way that he was painting it and speaking it, he was leaving a lot to suggestion, right? That's what that's called. He's leaving a lot to suggestion and a lot to speculation, and people start to put it together and say, oh, he just caught a body. Sauce Walker, somebody just tried to rob him and he laid him down, and the next day he's like, no, I didn't say that. I said this and you guys said that. That's what happens. A 3-second video. And now all of a sudden they're painting Jay Prince Jr. as somebody that will walk over a person that is laying on the ground dying, when really that's not what was happening. All right. So now you're hearing it from the horse's mouth. You're hearing it. All right. And they're speaking respectfully. They're speaking facts. They're saying you punched a man you knew had a gun, right? Maybe because you thought he was littler than you, or whatever the case may be. And shots went off from both sides. And Junior was inside. He said he was coming from paying the bill. Those shots entered that glass. He could have very well been a victim himself. Any one of these men there could have been a victim of this. So everyone should feel offended. No one can tell anybody else how to feel, but the media just runs with this and just, oh, they're wrong for this, they're wrong for that, they're wrong for putting flowers out for him in Houston, they're wrong for doing that, they're wrong. What did you want him to show up in Atlanta where nobody wants to see him and everybody, the whole world is blaming them before they get to speak? They have to be quiet. It's an open case, right? Lawyers are advising them, be quiet. They're coming out probably against the lawyer's own accord, and against media training advice and speaking right now. And I'm gonna let it roll, man. Let's get it cracking. Let's get to them actual factuals. You know what I'm saying?
All the ways and made sure
Crazy.
each other was cool. Like me and him stayed out there. Like one other person pulled up, but it was me and him that stayed out there for hours after this transpired. So
Yeah. So it's just interesting how, you know, one can take a 3-second lie, you know what I mean, and contaminate, you know, a bunch of damn fools that'll believe anything that they see. And when in actuality, as you can see, these two was with Quavo, you know what I mean, from beginning to end. They dropped him off. They never left his side, you know, because here's the thing. Takeoff is not the only one got hit that night. You know what I mean? A friend of ours daughter got hit in the head. You know, so
What about her?
somebody could have been mad about that and wanted to come back and do some things. So they was there with the homie. And whenever he decide to speak, he gonna validate everything we saying. Quavo, you know what I mean? Because he know he was never abandoned. He know he was never disrespected. He know every time he have came to Houston, it's been nothing but love and respect. That's why he came so many times.
When you hear Houston, you hear mob ties. And some people would say that it's some type of protocol for people to check in when they come to the city. And this coming from a person like me and Gil, we ain't never check in when we came to the city. So is there supposed to be a certain protocol for people to check in?
No, you know, and I begin with me, and then he can speak, and they can speak for the other generation. But I'm a never, you know what I mean? We don't have time for no sucker shit like that. You know, now a lot of people from the different police departments and all these different people want to insinuate like we extorting people. They have to check in. Man, that ain't no money in that shit. I wouldn't have. I got more money than I could spend, right? So I don't want to say go give you what that shit ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna turn out right because real niggas ain't gonna have that no way. You know, check in for what? But on the flip side, there is what you call a brownie point to be able to have us as friends. You know what I mean? I don't want to impose or force myself to embrace nobody. But by the same token, those that I respect and I befriend, there is a difference coming into the city as our friend versus by yourself. You know what I mean? And the difference is we are respected. You know, we are respected, and everybody with us, we're gonna demand that they be respected. But it ain't no trying to extort or trying to force. We don't need that. That's fake love.
All right.
We don't want that.
Because it seemed like, and why is it that a high percentage of things that take place that might go wrong in this city, why is mob ties and rap a lot always blamed?
Man, you know, all of my life, damn near in this game, that been the case. You know what I mean? It's almost like I view our brand like a Nike brand in the streets. You know, everybody wear it. You know what I mean? Because it's something proud to wear and feel good about. But you know, all of those everybody's, and I done a post say everybody with us ain't one of us. You know what I mean? Everybody wear that hat, wear that attire. You know, you can't give them to me. You know, you can't give all these people that wear Nike and may go shoot up, bang, bang, or whatever in Nike attire. Y'all don't try to give it to Phil Knight, whatever that dude name.
That's not
You
his
know what I
name
mean?
at all.
So don't try to give me that shit, but they do. You know what I mean? And I learned to accept the things that I can't change the things that I can, and have the wisdom to know the difference. You know what I mean? Because, you know, with us
Peace.
and with the success that we have attained for so many years brings about a certain jealousy and envy and all that kind of shit with it, man, until, you know, it's like a snowball effect where you really can't stop it. You know what I mean? You know, I give you a story my 114-year-old great grandmother gave me. She said, people are going to say what they want to say. You just don't let it be so.
Don't let
So
it
I
be
live that
so.
life of just not letting it be so.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is also brought to you by the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. Return to LA on Sunday, February 5th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. More than 20
Thing that I could think of, because this whole the top.
When you get on where they could get the tickets at one
at
more time,
NASCARclash.com.
NASCARclash.com.
Yes.
Make sure y'all go there, check out all the
Trying to
races,
spare y'all
check out everything they got going on.
I couldn't edit
Check
it like
out
I
the
wanted
concert. You got the OG Cypress Hill, right?
Yes.
And you
The
got the
OG
race car
Cypress
break
Hill.
by concert by Wiz Khalifa. So it's gonna be a great time, man. Check that out. Let me ask y'all a question. What's the from the Prince family standpoint, what's the worst? What is the when you get into feelings, what's the worst feeling that y'all had that from what happened that night? Like what eats at y'all the most of what happened that night?
Listen to this.
Other than takeoff, yeah, losing his life.
Let me just say this. I don't think I heard you say other than that, but that's at the top. You know what I mean? He lost his life. Other than that, the worst thing to me is this clown that came here. I wish he wouldn't have never came with Quavo. I wish he wouldn't have never brought this nigga into Houston, because he can't think. You know what I mean? This whole root of everything happening is from his action. And to be frank, honest about the situation, I wish that bullet would have hit him instead of takeoff.
Yo. So I gotta hit you with that. Now listen. It takes a lot to get James Prince to talk like that. All right. You can hear the anger in his voice. You can feel the pain. You can feel the pain in his voice. What he's saying is this: the man that was with Takeoff, and I'm saying it again, is the one that was. I'm sorry, not Takeoff. Quavo. The one that was with Quavo was the aggressor. He was the one that threw the punch at a man that he knew was armed, because he was also armed. right? He later tried to say that somebody tried to rob Quavo. Do you hear the way that Jay Prince is speaking when he's talking about respect? And he said, I wish he never would have brought this person here because he can't think. So what does that tell you about the people that he has around him? If these people are prone to make bad decisions, or they just look like fools, or they look like clowns, or they're loudmouthed, or he doesn't want them to be a part of them. When he's talking about moving with respect, he's just saying respecting everything around you as you would yourself. All right, you're just respecting yourself and everything around you. You are not disrespecting anybody. All right, if you command respect when you walk in the room, people see that you move a certain way. They understand. They understand fully who you are, and they respect it, and they leave it be. And that's respect that you've maybe earned. He's definitely earned his respect. But he's saying this other guy came, and he came absolutely wrong, and he was looking for trouble. And when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, man. Unfortunately. And rest in peace, Takeoff, man.
Because he was the one that deserved that. You know what I mean? Takeoff didn't deserve that. So that's the worst thing that I could think of, because if he don't make that move, then the night is everybody's still here and live to see another day. And you know what I mean? It's bubbly and lovey-dovey.
Right.
Yeah.
And I understand that, the Takeoff situation is the most important thing, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, other than that, from the Prince standpoint, it might be like that it ever even was possible that it could happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, real clearly. And as I said, man, the root, everybody, even the police department, want to get around the root of what really happened. Now, there's a law that goes on around the world where if me and you go rob a bank, and the police or somebody is shooting, trying to protect that bank, right, and hit some innocent person, who you think get that charge? The person that shot that innocent person, or the root of the situation that was robbing that bank?
The root.
Okay, that's what we're dealing with right here. You know what I mean? This dude is the root of this shit. You know what I mean? And from what I done read in this police report, where he's, killing on everything he can tell on Jazz, and you know what I mean, he moving on to say he was trying to be robbed, and man, don't nobody who want to rob. Them little dudes, the last thing they would have done was violated and tried to rob Quavo. Me and Quavo done walked in the hood of Fifth Ward, me, him, and Jazz, by ourselves in the whole hood. And by the time we hit a few corners, we had 100 plus walking with us. You know what I mean? So he know firsthand. That's like a lie to justify that dumb shit that he done. And that's just the root of the shit, man. If I could change it, I would change it. If I was God, I would have reached and grabbed and stopped the bullet from hitting the loved one, because I love him that much. You know what I mean? But I was in a bed sleep.
Just to elaborate on that, man. I think, like I had spoke before and said, that the biggest thing is just me thinking about that whole night and that whole situation, to where, like you guys spoke on, how so many speak about the family, how one should have been controlled, why it happened, this and that and another. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're not God. You know what I'm saying? But we believe in him. We don't fear no man. You know what I'm saying? Because we follow him first and foremost. And personally, I asked myself, was it anything else that could have been done to manicure that situation? You know what I'm saying? Because we so used to molding and the respect. You know what I'm saying? To where we didn't have no doubt that it wasn't gonna be no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't move like that. No one in association or affiliation with us move with disrespect. You know what I'm saying, me? So we all family. You know what I'm saying, man? And just to see the way that my family is being betrayed, you know what I'm saying, behind someone that we care about and love also as brothers. That's the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to enlighten the world, let them know y'all got it messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because we messed up about this too. You know what I'm saying, me? And all respect to Takeoff's family. You know what I'm saying, me? His loved ones. We love them and respect them too.
You know what I'm saying, me?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like 1 hour was took that night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, man? Like,
You know what I'm saying, me?
bro say behind this clown, man. We don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? Me? When we say move, we move. When one leg move that way, the other leg gonna move that way. We don't have no out of bounds clown shit going on in our family. This nigga came down here and he was out of line. And he stepped out of bounds, man, without permission. Quavo told me, after I told him, I said, nephew, stop talking about basketball, leave it alone. He said, Unc, you right. Let's go. Because I don't want to do nothing to one of these niggas before I do something to one of these niggas. This dude took upon himself to go trying to violate people that didn't violate nobody.
This is the
That was
Willie
sitting there
Bland guy.
humble. Wasn't exchanging words, wasn't being disrespectful. He just decided he wanted to be a bully that night and prove something to someone. I don't know, probably because he's the biggest guy out there. I don't know what it was. But we started walking off. You know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody in the family violate nobody. A man is going to defend himself. So I can't tell a man not to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even see that coming. You know, as soon as he made his move and struck an individual, I'm like, what you doing? But everything happened like that. And I didn't see no gun in his hand. Because I would have spoke on that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that till clippings after the fact that he's already standing there. So he already had his mind on something that shouldn't have been. You see what I'm saying? But it wasn't something that we could control, see coming, stop, or none of that because it wasn't one of ours. You're not of us. Because you was of us, it wouldn't have never happened.
Now, what he's saying is that the aggressor, again, was with Quavo. And that if it was anybody from Houston, it wouldn't have happened. But this guy turned around, you know, after Quavo had turned around too. He really turned around and walked away. He did the right thing. Then this guy, I believe his name is Willie Bland, threw a punch at somebody that was obviously smaller than him, as they're saying he seems like he was a big guy. He punched somebody, and that's when the shooting started from two directions. But it started with Quavo, and everybody is blaming, you know, the Prince family. They were with you. It never should have happened. It never should have happened. I cannot tell a man to not defend himself. We didn't intend for any disrespect to happen. We didn't intend. We never disrespected no one. Somebody that was with Quavo punched somebody that was with us. All right. And then it went down. There was alcohol, maybe other drugs involved. That's what happened. How can you blame an entire family for the decision of one man? A couple men, but one decision. Had the punch not been thrown, would bullets have flown? Would bullets have tore through the air and also hit an innocent woman in the head? Had that punch not been thrown? I don't hear no one talking about this guy. All I hear is the Prince, checking in, Prince. Bro, nobody's ever told me if I went to Houston that I had to check in with the Prince family, right? I'm not a rapper, but I mean, wouldn't everybody have to check in with him? I don't know. That's just goofy, but go ahead. Let's roll. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
You stepped out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? And
if they listen to that tape real good, they can hear the little homie. They can hear the little homie saying, "Man, if you took that wrong, I apologize." This is what the little homie was telling Quavo. Man, I apologize if you took that wrong. I was just talking about basketball. You know, how humble can you be after apologizing like that? A nigga gonna hit him with a pistol? Hey man, you know, like I say, under no circumstances did Takeoff deserve what he got. But boy, look at here. That other clown, hey man, that's where it's at.
You keep people keep talking about, you know, and I'm just speaking on it because they keep attaching it to your name and your brand and what y'all build. Keep talking about dice game, whether it's in this situation, whether it's in this Duke the Jeweler situation. Uh, People keep speaking in that. And to Duke the Jeweler, rest in peace to him and condolence to his family. I don't know the brother,
Now
but I
listen
know
to
he came
this.
down here.
Yeah.
Things transpired. I don't have no knowledge of it, but he's talking about this dice game type shit.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate? Can y'all elaborate on dice game when it's tied to y'all?
I mean, I know people were associating me with that Duke the Jeweler situation because I went to Labusi pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. The truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got killed. He got killed leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet.
And yes, 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 the internet does play internet games. You also heard in the media out there in them YouTube streets that Jay Prince Jr. tried to deflect the blame from himself and throw it on Boosie. No, he's not. How can you take that and create that narrative? What he's doing is stating facts. He's saying, for one, Duke, rest in peace, did not pass away that night. It was the night after, when he was leaving the Bootsy concert, that something happened to him. He's only stating a fact. He's not saying, oh, that's Boosie's fault. He doesn't even have that mannerism. He's not speaking with that tone. You don't hear it nowhere in his voice where he's saying, that didn't happen to me. That happened at Boosie's. Yeah, no, that's Boosie. I don't know. Maybe talk to Boosie about that. But no, he's saying it didn't happen this night. It happened the next night when he was leaving a Boosie concert. The only knowledge I have of him was at the dice game, which was the night before he left the Boosie concert. Whether that's factual, I don't know. I'll go ahead and take him at his word. I don't think he would get up there and misrepresent this, something of this magnitude. But quit that narrative saying that, oh, he threw the blame on Boosie. Boosie already went and handled his business like a man and talked to everybody he had to talk to. Period. And still never spoke ill on the Prince family. So chill that out, man. That's what's wrong with you guys.
Games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice game.
Yeah, and niggas gonna gamble, man. You know what I mean? It's, all around the world, people gamble, people do different things, man. And that shit was happening before we were born. It's gonna be happening after we die. You know what I mean? But like, I know a little something concerning that situation too. And from what I understand, it wasn't even no robbery. The man had all his jewelry on. You know what I mean? So that's some Chicago business. You know what I mean? And I hate for people blame shit on my niggas here in Texas, in H-Town, that they ain't even got no fingerprints on none of that. You know what I mean? But they quick to try and blame it on us first, and then they'll take it everywhere else. But that shit ain't real.
What is the
If I may interject here, when something like that happens, how he's saying the jeweler situation happened, people blamed him. This happened, people blames him. Out of grief is born blame. All right. When my brother passed away, I wanted to blame everybody but him. Everybody but him. My mother to this day blames everybody but him. And my mother has to deal with her grief, how she has to deal with her grief. I'm going to deal with mine in a more practical manner because that's the kind of guy that I am. But out of grief, blame is born. So right away, if it happens in Mississippi, you're gonna be like, yo, them cats in Mississippi, man, they did this to my brother, they did this to my cousin, man. It was the Mississippi, the whole Mississippi. You know what I mean? Not even saying, well, that was, Etowamba, or that was Jackson, or you know what I'm saying? Shout out Mississippi too, man. I got family there. Love y'all. But like I said, out of grief is born blame. So you immediately look for somebody to blame. And with a family that is that profound and that well known, I imagine they're an easy target. Let's keep going with the video, man.
what is the meaning, the definition of mob ties?
Movement of bosses together in elevated structure.
Ain't that powerful?
I never knew. No, I never heard it that way.
Basically, our goal is
Say that one more time.
movement of bosses together in elevated structure.
An elevated structure.
All this here.
Now that'll tell you something else.
Related.
Right?
All this here.
There's a boss.
Bosses.
You don't make a move without a green
All
light.
boss brands.
That's Drake.
Uh-huh.
Carl Crawford, 1501. That's Megan Boss.
Uh-huh.
Mob Ties. Finesse. Honeycomb. And then
Got our honeycomb and finesse.
the one and only.
Rap a
I
lot.
love this shit.
The one and only, the motherfucker that broke the doors down.
Yes, he did.
Absolutely, man.
But it's I love that name, man, and I wanna talk about that for a minute because the enemy wanna belittle us to gain conversation and all that small shit. And that ain't what I put in him from a boy. You know what I mean? From a babe. I didn't put no all that weak shit in him. You know what I mean? He has an entrepreneurial mind. This is something that he dreamed. You know what I mean? He been dreaming, blood, sweat, and tears went into this name, and it wasn't on no negative bullshit that they try to paint the portrait on. So now you know the move. You know what I mean? A movement of bosses. You know what I mean? A movement of bosses. If you don't remember the rest, just remember a movement of bosses. And if you qualify, let's ride.
Now, jazz. How
Yo, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap on that note. I think they left enough information there for you to go ahead and discern what you believe from that. Like I said, I'm only gonna speak facts. I'll leave the rest to you. You go ahead and decide. I absolutely understand the Prince family. I understand them from both sides. I understand them from, me having been stricken by grief, lashed out and blamed numerous people, watching it happen from loved ones. I mean, I've lost a lot of people in a very, very short amount of time. And what it does is it definitely teaches you a lot about yourself, and it teaches you a lot about other people and a lot about grief. And one thing, you cannot tell somebody how to grieve, man. You can't tell them, and now later on in that interview, if I recommend you go watch it on $1 Million Worth of Game with Gillie and Wallo, episode 206 or 205. I believe it's 206, but go ahead and watch that interview, man. It's worth watching. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. Stop blaming that family and blame that person that was the aggressor, the person that threw the punch. Did it warrant a bullet? Did it warrant a gun? No, but he also had a weapon on him. Okay, so and it seems like they said that he hit him with a pistol. So that did not, that wasn't called for. Quavo walked away. If I would like to think that if it's Quavo and his nephew Takeoff and this other guy, Quavo is the boss. You do what the boss does, right? One leg moves, the other leg moves in the same direction. He walked away. Everyone should have walked away. This is an unfortunate situation and it never should have happened. But you cannot blame the Prince family and stop that bull crap narrative that Junior went on so and so and said, "Oh, I didn't do that. That was at Boosie's. That was he put the blame on Boosie." That's not what he was doing. He was stating a fact, and I'm sure Boosie wouldn't have a problem with that, with him stating a fact. I don't know if Boosie is going to go ahead and run with that narrative and feel offended by that, but uh, that's not what it appeared to be, at least to me. And I'm a logical person. But yo, TCS Rilo Cooking Show 262.0. I hope you like this reaction to the Prince family on $1 Million Worth of Game. I hope my input is of value. If you are new and are just showing up here by divine intervention, then I pray that you hit that subscribe, that bell, so you get the notifications when I drop the new videos. Like, share, please help me hit the algorithms. I'm really trying to grow this channel. And if you would like to be interviewed, if you would like to have any input on any videos at any time, join in, speak. If you are a professional, anger management professional, or if you are a whatever, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous, and I happen to be doing something about that, please reach out. I would love to get your input on any of these situations, especially if I had a grief counselor right now. That would be wonderful to talk to and get their opinion on that. So that's what we're all about over here. Like I said, the cooking up that content, man. We're cooking up that content, and we want to have the right ingredients. So please reach out. Chefs, to the chefs that I've seen on the page, yo, we would love to interview, maybe while you're cooking, right? We are called the Cooking Show. So please don't think that we're just here existing for hip hop and these reaction videos. We react to what we have to keep the lights on, man. We gotta keep the page running. But we would love to interview any of you guys, anybody that has a natural talent that wants to show something off, or a story that needs a voice. We got that for you right here. And it's very easy. No matter where you live, I tag you in. I can have you in here in less than a minute. Peace and love. The Cooking Show 262.0, TCS 262.0 at tubespace.io/TCS 262.0. That's the website. Go check out all the content over there if you want. Peace and love, man.